And on my way out of the farmhouse in the morning, I grabbed a movie from my parents' collection, Shakespeare in Love, which prompted a raising of my mother's legendary eyebrow. Don't you think that's a little racy? I don't think so. My mom also found the musical Grease a little bit racy. And I had seen Shakespeare in Love 5 or 6 years before. I couldn't remember anything untoward about it. And I figure, how can you go wrong showing a movie about Shakespeare to a grade 8 English class? It was about 30 minutes in, I realized my mistake. As on screen, what began as these chaste, breathless kisses between the two young lovers quickly evolved into long, probing tongues. As on-screen activities rounded first base and headed for second, students started to giggle in their desks and turn around to see how I was reacting. Now, in the field of public education, this is what's known as the teachable moment. And this is a moment where a savvy, quick-witted teacher can turn a possible crisis of the classroom and switch it around into a triumph of pedagogy. And all eyes were on me looking for direction. I decided the only thing I could do was play it cool. Come on, you guys. It's just a little kiss, and it's nothing you haven't seen your parents do before. But as the kissing intensified, I realized I'd never seen my parents do anything like this. Up there right on the big screen, Shakespeare's tongue was now pushing rhythmically in and out of Juliet's throat, and as I watched in horror, he ripped away his blouse and started rubbing his face ecstatically in her cleavage. The next thing, he grabbed a plump, heaving breast in one hand and began kneading it between his fingers like a mound of baker's dough. This time, every student in class stopped what they were doing and turned around to stare at me, their innocent Catholic faces bug-eyed with shock. Perhaps only once in a career is a teacher presented with 2 teachable moments in a 6-to-7 span. And I bolted for the front of the room, up aisle 2. But unfortunately, Hilly Sample had fought before me and had his foot out in the aisle. And I did a header into the 3rd row, sending students and chairs and desks and myself clattering to the floor. And I lay there for a minute in sort of a stunned silence, trying to collect my wits. Just as this collective gasp comes out of my grade 8s, and I pull myself upright just in time to watch Shakespeare slide safely into home. Worse yet, I realized that Shakespeare's carnal triumph is only partially to blame for the gasp, the other portion being attributed to the sudden appearance of ex-nun Principal Debbie at the classroom door. Confronted with a teachable moment of her own, Principal Debbie reached up over the intercom, opened the fuse box, and threw the breaker, plunging the classroom into darkness. Monsieur Steve, Principal Debbie's disembodied voice, I will see you in my office after class. But it was my last day. And what Principal Debbie didn't know was that for me there would be no after class, because the second the bell rang, I was out of there and fast. And to tell you the truth, this is only one. I can literally have 15 stories along this line. But this is just one that'll give you a gist of why I'm no longer a public education teacher. And even at the time, I think I recognized that it was an omen, because 6 months later I retired forever from the teaching profession. So you can consider this story the first and last ever confession of a lapsed Catholic school teacher.